So get this, Carl White and the Marketing Animals, they have a list of 180 things that realtors do for their clients on a free download. Is 180 things realtors do or 180 things realtors should be doing for their clients? You ought to check out the list. All you have to do is click this banner right over there. So in the fourth quarter of 2022, the homeownership rate was 65.9%. That's 0.1% points below the third quarter's rate, but the highest fourth quarter level since 2011. Now this is interesting. Check out 2020 during the pandemic. Homeownership rates went through the roof at precisely the time when everybody was told to either work from home or don't work at all. So how is that possible? Well, it's really simple. We print billions of dollars and throw it blindly into the economy, and then people can afford things that they couldn't afford before, which is precisely the reason we are in our economic troubles right now. Now, here's the problem. Homeownership rates are actually too high.
What the hell are you talking about?
And as a result, the Fed is going to continue rate hikes until they break the economy and homeownership rates come down and values drop. It's maddening but true. The pre-pandemic homeownership rate is good for us plebeians out here, but problematic for Jerome and all of his merry pranksters over there at the Fed. Go figure.
Right now, we're beginning to hear rumblings about loan modifications. It's as if we're going straight back to 2008. Here's how it goes. Default on your mortgage obligation, the one that you signed with the promissory note to pay in earnest and in full. Yeah, default on that, and then get rewarded with a lower interest rate and possibly chopping off part of your debt. Here's the problem.
How do you lower somebody's interest rate when their rate was refinanced a couple of years ago when rates were in the 2s and 3s? A modification by today's term would not lower the rate at all because rates are higher. So the question becomes, how do we modify as the number of delinquent borrowers is growing exponentially every single day? The answer to the 800-pound gorilla of a problem that we seem to be ignoring right now is to, one, sell the house that you can't afford. Realtors, that's one of your 180 things. Go talk to people who are delinquent right now. They need to sell these houses. Or two, this is going to be the big one, Chapter 13s are going to start going through the roof. Here's a quote.
Before the financial crisis in 2008 and 9, most borrowers faced with foreclosure would opt to file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy case. A Chapter 13 bankruptcy would provide the borrower with an automatic stay that prevented the foreclosure from moving forward while the borrower proposed a repayment plan that would allow for the past due payments to be cured over time at 0% interest and to continue making ongoing payments on the mortgage. Christopher Jones, a bankruptcy attorney with Acclaim Legal Services, said prior to 2008, Chapter 13 bankruptcy often presented the most realistic and beneficial opportunity for a borrower facing foreclosure to avoid the foreclosure and to cure the default on the mortgage.
Isn't it just amazing, guys? What a mess we have made of things, haven't we? Again, it's a problem that we created with our upside-down policies. And if you think I'm wrong, a guy in Texas bought a Lamborghini with his free PPP money. Oh, and a Rolls Royce and a Porsche and Cartier. Seriously, Google PPP money right now and just look at the outrageous misuses of all the funds. It is page, my friends, after page after page. Check this one out.
This guy, Baby Blue of Pretty Rick, I have no idea who he is, but evidently he's famous. Anyway, here's the question. Baby Blue stole $24 million in a PPP scam, and he did 1 year. Just 1 year in the clink. And he has to pay $1 million back in restitution. So, by my estimations, he gets almost $2 million per month for a total of $23 million. The question becomes, would you do a year in the slammer for $23 million bucks? I'm saying hell yes, you can sign me up right now. What about you? Would you do it?
Now, this is interesting. The FHFA director, Sandra Thompson, is calling for an end to the status quo at the federal home loan banking system and for more funding for underserved, rural, and tribal communities. Get this, for the first time in over 100 years, the FHFA will delve into whether the system is fulfilling its dual mission of providing liquidity to banks that support housing finance while also funding affordable housing and community development, meaning we're going to throw more money at a problem that we have utterly failed at. Think about it. How many billions that we spent to serve underserved communities? And did you know that our collective home ownership rate is through the roof right now, which is great, but home ownership rates amongst Hispanics and African Americans are near all-time lows. They're lower than they were in the 1960s. So my question really is more money going to help this problem? Because it hasn't helped so far. It seems to me that we need a different solution to the problem other than just money. What are your thoughts about it?